Before we even started the damn show, we start with the Street Profits awkwardly cut it into the intro of the show. Before we got our first fucking match, being a Falls Count Anywhere match with Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it was cool. Seeing Corey Graves say, "Holy shit," whole crowd up and crazy thanks Braun Strowman broke another mini-tron. But then the match wasn't much. It was punch kicky. The biggest move next to that was a vertical suplex on top of the ramp, and it was physically impressive seeing Bobby Lashley do that against Braun. It's like 3-something. They dragged it really a lot, so kind of devalued most of that epic moment. Thanks to the big ass stage, and thanks spearing a dude full through that and making so much damage, so many sparks fly. You thought, oh, that would be incredibly threatening. We'll have to cut back into the commentators and see their reaction. No, it's been a measly, I think, 7 minutes until they cut back into the ring for another match. Come on, son. I thought WWE would be more experienced in shit moments like that. But they dragged it so much, so the camera guy wanted to wait until Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley were strapped into the stretcher, secured, got a bitch slap in the face, and then ended up in the ambulance door. Through the ambulance truck. That's literally it. By the way, the Street Profits were in our show. Like, we have to waste some more NXT talent. We already have the Viking experience that gets enough screen time just jobbing out guys, even though we know they're going to be irrelevant come November. So let's try to take another NXT Tag Team Champion team. We already are devaluing New Day just to being cheerleaders of Kofi Kingston. And the Usos off that punk-ass babyface gimmick after coming to Raw. The Revival are a complete joke. The Ascension aren't really there all the time now. They'll maybe be at Superstars or main event. Ryder and Hawkins was only a one-time thing, just for a feel-good moment or just new faces to hold the tag team championships. There really wasn't that much except that one good moment, and AJ Styles turning heel after a match where he got a bit screwed over for the United States Championship when facing Ricochet. And I had to say that was a pretty nice moment when AJ slapped Ricochet and Ricochet slapped back. That was aggressive and cool. Shockingly, that was the main event of the show. Because Seth Rollins really isn't that shit. But it was a good opening segment. Then we had the New Day versus the Viking Raiders. And then they just came into an impromptu 6-man tag. Samoa Joe in the mix. And somebody else. Kofi Kingston. Just to make an impromptu match immediately after. To make it just Kofi Kingston this time after Samoa Joe just randomly attacked him out of nowhere. And Samoa Joe joined the fray and make it an impromptu 6-man tag. Off Samoa Joe just coming out of nowhere and attacking Xavier Woods. So what's the point of doing these matches if you're not going to go down with them? Sure, if you want, you can have Kofi look backstage and have him get assaulted by Samoa Joe. Like, Samoa Joe got your number. Every time you wake up, he got your number. Why don't you do that? Every time you move anywhere, he got your number. Anywhere you try to eat, he got your number. He's planning to attack you anywhere other than whenever you enter the fucking ring. That's stupid. It's more stupid what happened the next night, because this is completely stupid. This doesn't make Samoa Joe a primary threat. It just makes sure, oh, that just looks like he's going to lose on next Sunday. Because we know what's going to happen. Feud, talk personal, say he's not going to be champion, and just prove yet again how nothing unique could happen with the storylines because fucking Kofi Kingston is so bland. There's nothing interesting that can be done with him. And it just came with Samoa Joe hitting the Coquina clutch in a decent match. Like, that bald guy just kept hitting high knees, and it's like, the Viking Raiders are tremendous wrestlers. I just feel like that Viking gimmick is completely stupid. Like, you just make them warmongering, crazy lunatics and make them dominate the tag division, and yet you give them this generic gimmick that just screams like it's going to be relevant for like 2 years. So Samoa Joe wins off the Coquina clutch on Kofi. And then the Street Profits arrive. As soon as Cesaro faced No Way Jose, even though nothing happened. Because it just got interrupted. Because Cesaro somehow can't have good matches with mediocre wrestlers. Like No Way Jose. Then it just went into Drake a Maverick and somehow his wife intervening. Because he's somewhat obsessed with the 24/7 championship. And then there was a cute little segment with him winning it back and running away with his wife after R-Truth was distracted and nobody was there to get him. Then we have the Street Profits struggling way how to think that they're over and charismatic. When it's just a nigga holding a cup, dancing and acting like a retard, while the other fat nigga is there. That's it. Then they came mocking around with Paul Heyman, mocking around Brock Lesnar, and doing all this dumb shit. Because WWE really lacks on that much charisma. They're trying to force the mediocrity of charisma out of NXT talent and actually building more screen time for better wrestlers that can actually take up a full promo. It's stupid, really. And then earlier in the segment before we went into the little slap contest with Ricochet and AJ Styles, it just came with a fucking Samoa, Carl Anderson always whining. He even brought up his hot Asian wife, and then it's like, what happened to the guy I met in Japan? What's with Carl Anderson and Asians? Who the fuck asked him for that? What happened with the New Japan version of AJ to the current WWE AJ? AJ is more successful in WWE than he ever was in New Japan. Yes, he was IWGP World Heavyweight Champion 2 times and beaten Okada. He beat Kota Ibushi. He's beaten Yoshitatsu. He's beaten Hiroshi Tanahashi. He beats a lot of Asians. Then got his back turned on Kenny Omega. From fucking Kenny Omega. That was a super junior at the time. He wasn't in the big pop culture stage for the hardcore fans than he is now. Kenny Omega was just a good wrestler. And yet, it came up to him bringing up the mantle of the only relevant thing to make him popular in his career, and that's his stupid YouTube channel involving the Elite, his over-excessive athleticism in a wrestling match, V-triggers in a 6-star match. Like that's supposed to impress me. Kenny, even if there was no AEW, and WWE was planning to sign you, and you went through with it, you haven't caught my eye as one of the greatest wrestlers, in my opinion. And that's just a fact. Other than his tremendous athleticism, he seems to have a nice charisma. Like, I think everybody likes him. Like, he seems to have a really kind persona, and he seems like a good guy to be around. I'm not gonna disrespect you for that. But other than, like, watching you in a ring and doing all that shit, that didn't tell a complete story. They never told a conclusion. Nothing went beyond just your 6-star matches overly making a match 60 minutes long with no convenient storytelling, nobody else intervening, just you and Okada or Jericho, anybody else. It didn't make you special. It didn't make independent wrestling nor Japan wrestling more globalized for the Western world. You know, the only world where it's where it matters and where you can actually be paid big bucks if you have huge, a huge name. And Kenny Omega's not one of them. People would rather still watch Impact than New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's not disrespectful to New Japan. I know there's some great guys. I watch New Japan sometimes. By God, it's not that impressive. I would kill what you do in the if I could do what you do in the ring. That would be fucking cool, man. Who wants to fly all over the ring, just hit bicycle knees everywhere, try to sort of do a submission, and just feel like I'm going to die in the final 5 minutes of the match. And it's only the third hour of this pay-per-view. Next up was The Undertaker giving a warning after Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon pleading that they're not that afraid of The Undertaker until The Undertaker came and just said, rest in peace, and blah, blah, blah. Shane, I'm gonna bring up that shit because that shit was funny and you nearly killed yourself back at WrestleMania 32. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, I'm The Undertaker. I'm still wrestling after that tremendous match that, of course, everybody cared about. Goldberg in. I put up a fucking clinic of two old farts thinking that we could still produce a reasonable match for 20 minutes of complete horse shit that was sluggish, terrible, sloppy, and wasted every other foreigner's time. Of course, we had the rest in peace and the cutthroat shit. I did not care about this segment because Roman, he's just bringing up excuses why he wanted to tag with the Undertaker. I mean Shane McMahon, and obviously Roman Reigns, and obviously this is developing into something for Roman Reigns and McMahon to still be feuding. I don't know why they still feuding. I don't know the point of this. If this is just gonna come in them trying to like beat the shit out of each other for no methodical reason, because it just came with you attacked Shane's father, you dealt with him already. If you wanted a rematch, sure, have a different stipulation, come Extreme Rules. But no, he came facing off against McIntyre randomly yet again, like they didn't have a big match at WrestleMania, and they didn't face themselves methodically a lot over the calendar year. And yet it just came up just devaluing Drew McIntyre's stock as a main event guy. He's consistently getting these one-on-one matches, and it's not even a different stipulation. Shane McMahon, I understand that this guy's old. He's not trying to kill himself even further. He's getting himself these one-on-one matches, so I can understand why the tag match had to be made. But why the fucking Undertaker to be in such an irrelevant history lesson as back in 2016, I could do a vertical suplex without fucking up my hip. Like, that's totally stupid. He's bringing up something from fucking 2016, like it was that even personal. Shane McMahon put that upon himself to do that elbow drop on top of the Hell in a Cell cage. Not because it would be a holy shit moment. He thought he can get the job done. He missed. He lost. Nothing personal. Undertaker knew it was nothing personal. He was doing this for a job for Vince McMahon, and yet they're taking it like it was the most bravest shit I've ever seen in my life. Even though what Shawn Michaels did, putting his career on the line, that's more important. Well, it was a near-death situation, so yes, I can understand. But then there was Lacey Evans versus Natalya, and Natalya has competed one match for at least 2 months. Steve obviously and Naomi haven't been on the show for quite a minute, and it just went up to like Natalya just doing a few slams. And the first time I seen Natalya and Lacey Evans in the match, in the mix of a match, it was the number 1 and 2 spot at the Royal Rumble of 2019. It came with Lacey Evans showing her peak athleticism, by the way, and it just came into her just using the women's right, doing some holds, then a fucking women's right. I really didn't care about this match. Thanks, Lacey Evans can't tell a story with this match, and it didn't even come off a clean victory. Natalya that you literally tower upon. Thanks, Lacey Evans looks near 6 foot fucking 1. against a Talia that looks like she's my youngest brother's height. Somehow needed Baron Corbin's assistance to win the match. So this really proves Lacey Evans is really that strong. Even though she looks big, physically strong, has decent wrestling ability, she's able to have a mediocre match. It doesn't improve her dominance. But she literally has a mixed tag match for both championships come next Sunday. And this doesn't tell anything. Next up was another 2 out of 3 falls match. Just another 2 out of 3 falls match, like anybody asked for this. From my time, watching a 2 out of 3 falls match would be for a championship or an opportunity or somebody to prove. Shane McMahon been the main vocal point of The Miz, the former WWE champion, that hasn't thought of reclaiming it since like 2 months ago, like a month ago, have proven to everyone that WWE is really trying to hold this nigga back for some reason. Even though he's the most vocal, he seems to have he's really. And I know this guy because I've been watching this since 2008. This dude has came from humble beginnings to like a decent push where he's like a household name still in WWE and a lack of them, mind you, a lack of household names like The Miz. And it came out at best 2 out of 3 match, where it just came with I think Elias won. Told no story. Elias is just doing this for work rate. Miz won off of skull crushing finale. I think it was on something. Oh no, he tapped him out with the finger four leg lock, and I think he got a high knee. It was tied up. It was tied up match until the finger four leg lock came in. Yeah, this told no story. This told nothing. You have 2 out of 3 falls match. It's like having an Iron Man match, and nothing happens for 60 minutes. No desperation. It was for no goal. Nobody's getting a U.S. championship shot or a Universal Championship shot for the next pay-per-view. And after Extreme Rules, and that should happen, especially when Seth Rollins really doesn't have that many storylines to build up on, and we really need somebody other than Baron Corbin just getting title shot after title shot, and he ain't shit, but a cancer patient looking ass son of a bitch. The dude can't tell a story for his fucking life. He seems so bland, and after feuding with Kurt Angle, somehow you still come out being an uncharismatic prick with no storytelling except wearing a fucking one piece vest, wearing long sleeves with them rolled up to your fucking elbows, looking like a fucking dyke that just came out of a fucking orgy. I hate you. I hope you realize that, Baron. And it came up with the Miz just winning. When he's obviously more charismatic, has more of the fans on his behind his back, and heel or face, he's well deserving for a championship opportunity. See how many niggas he's beaten over the past several months. This was a decent match. I'm not going to call much of a 2 out of 3 falls match with no fucking earning. By the way, the funniest part of this show was Maria Kanellis and Mike Kanellis that I didn't even know was bald, because last time I saw him he was with a man bun. And he was feuding with Sami Zayn. Like, that was going to make a career go high. Sami Zayn, since coming here, he never even earned a singles championship. Jesus Christ. I mean, his biggest feud was still with Kevin Owens. And Braun Strowman for a bit. And then it just came into Maria just saying that hoisting around a fucking 8-pound baby, 8-pound fetus, is more difficult than holding that championship. Fucking what? This bitch that's built like a toothpick wanted to bring up a child in this for a majority of this promo, then called Mike Kanellis her bitch, and then referenced it so she can make it a backhanded comment to Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. What the fuck? And then the creme de la creme, that is the match. Seth Rollins that doesn't even get to main event because of this garbage. I didn't even know Maria Kanellis and Mike Kanellis were still alive. Or Mike Bennett, if you've seen him in any other promotions. Like The Kingdom from Ring of Honor. When he was with Adam Cole and Matt Taven. Matt Taven is world champion. So, yeah. It just came into, like, Mike Kanellis being treated like a bitch. Then as soon as, like, a hip toss, overhead press, I think he hit him with a sling blade. It just came to when Becky Lynch got tagged in, Maria just immediately said that she's pregnant, and then brung up, "You're not man enough to get me pregnant." So obviously they're treating Maria Kanellis as a threat, as a thought. You know, over the years, because Maria, this isn't her first time working here, because they debuted 2017 and still had nothing important to do. Mike Kanellis had to go to 205 Live, that there's nothing there except a ring. And fucking Maria Kanellis, you've been in this company since 2005! Then you left, went to Ring of Honor, New Japan, did your shit. You even went to Impact. That was a weird phase, but you did it. You seem to be charismatic. You get to talk for your wrestler. I get it, you're the manager. But fuck me, you can't wrestle. And it just came up with her saying that she's pregnant for some awkward assumption. Is this going to develop next week on Raw about Maria being pregnant? Mike Kanellis being betrayed, it looks? No! Because I know this is going to be stripped, rolled up on a rug, and then tossed out to the dumpster. Because WWE doesn't know how to use storylines anymore. Something as stupid as what Maria Kanellis did will never be developed for a storyline. Because we're not trying to get viewers anymore, WWE. We're just trying to produce wrestling. I'm all about wrestling, but by God, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Especially when people are trying to suck the dick of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman that ran ACW from the ground like a little pussy snake. And you led it to bankruptcy for only cult following and a few thousand. When you still owe guys that were working for your Fed like RVD money. Money! And he thinks he's a genius! Brock Lesnar's a better businessman than him. I'm shocked that he's not getting this through his fucking head. Yes, he can write. Yes, he knows what the fans want. He's obviously a good talker, and he seems to know what he was doing thanks to Raw and SmackDown were watchable. Then we had a moment of bliss turn into an impromptu match with Nikki Cross. I was the guest on Moment of Bliss, facing off against Carmella. Then Carmella won. That was impressive. It came off an interruption with Alexa Bliss, and then came up down a roll up, and it just came with Carmella winning. So it's always hit or miss with Nikki Cross, because trying to build up her crazy friend. But why can't her crazy friend win matches? You're supposed to be clinically insane. Can't you not feel pain from the head whenever you get hit? Win matches, Nikki. Fucking Carmella. Fucking Carmella. That was a side piece of fucking Corey Graves. Am I supposed to be impressed? Carmella can't even do a super kick. I swear to God, when it's a big match situation, she's gonna hold the ropes for a super kick. When she's not even feeling any fatigue at all. Match doesn't tell much, because Nikki Cross just wins the next night. How'd it feel like all that big storyline, and it's so devalued in just one night? Oh my God, you cashed in last night on Raw. So it came with Carmella in 2 matches, because that's fair. Challenging somehow the both of them with Alexa Bliss. I apologize. Being rolled up. That barely even hit a super kick. Prove how sluggish she is in the ring. And with that stupid little cross scissors submission. And then naked cross one with her little neck breaker, spinning neck breaker shit. Next up with the main event, it was a really good match after the segment. Even though it came with AJ Styles first winning, but Ricochet's foot was under the rope. Then it came Ricochet winning off a reversal for a pinfall roll up. This was a good match, and it got AJ hinting a heel turn. It did turn him heel. Sucker punching Ricochet in the face, and whatever happens next week, it'll be really lit. Good heel turn, but it's like mid card, so why would I care? This good match. I thought AJ was really physical. This really proved to be a heel turn because we know we like AJ when he's heel. That beat up John Cena shit was funny. It was really entertaining. Seeing AJ be truly aggressive. So, and he's back with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows that continuously lose matches and always try to reference Japan like that's their huge breaking point. It is for Anderson. That he was a multi-time tag team champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Even though AJ has a more accomplished career, thanks he won the world title twice. And Luke Gallows was just there with Carl Anderson. He was literally there to find a job. Thinks Impact wasn't paying him much. And if he goes back to WWE, he might have been Lars Sullivan or some dumb shit. But this was a really good match, really physical. They stayed it more grounded and it wasn't much flying going on. So we just grounded, Hurricane Rana, bicycle kick, got the Styles combo going. This was a really good match. And it came up with an interesting heel turn. So, Raw gets a 5 out of 10. I found the Strowman and Lashley segment to be pretty good. I didn't mind the Undertaker coming. I thought the heel turn with AJ Styles I really liked. Many other shit did not impress me like the women's matches. It didn't tell much of a story. The Street Profits coming in was totally unnecessary. I just thought that the rest of the 24/7 championship is good, but it's like give more title changes so we can get like more screen time of the mid card. Do something else instead of always bringing it to R-Truth. That was only telling a story about Drake Maverick looking like a side piece. Thank you for watching, everybody. It's decent to give at least an average score to Raw, so you got what you wanted. Thanks for watching.